Hey everyone, this is Avalon Who. We're live from New York. This is my first time live streaming, so I'm super nervous right now. How are you guys doing? So I see some people trickling in from the chat. So I see Richard. Hi, Richard. And I see Senti. And I see Monier and Stone. Hello, everyone. Do you guys want to also tell me like where you guys from? I heard that people kind of tuning in from different parts of the world. Oh, hello from Soho. Nikoma, hello. Yeah, we're really close. So Adobe has like 3 offices in New York, and the XD team, we have 3 designers here at one of the Union Square office. So you guys have met Sam, and you probably met Glenn at some point in the past, and now it's me. So we're designers on the XD team. So I guess I haven't talked about myself. I am a senior designer on the XD team, so coming up, I'm gonna focus on prototyping and mobile. So if you guys have any feedback, just send in the chat as well. Happy to hear. And I have been in Adobe about 3 years. I was actually hired to work for mobile app. So it's kind of like a components team that make components that are gonna be used for all kind of mobile apps. And then a year later, I decided, hey, that's great. Any job openings at Adobe Office in NYC? I think we have openings all the time, but you probably want to check out our website to see what exactly is opening. Yeah, I think we're definitely growing a lot, because even XD team has grown like doubled since a year ago. Like when I joined 2 years ago, we have like 6 designers. I think now we have more than 15. And we're all like everywhere in the world. Like we have New York, San Francisco, Bucharest, Denmark, and India as well. And like we're very used to work together across different time zones. And we're very collaborative. Great place. Cool. So today, what I want to talk to you guys is about states, component states. So that's something we just released in Max a couple months ago now. No, actually last month, the beginning of November. So I'm not sure you have used it before. So basically, the benefit of having states, it will help you basically minimize the amount of like artboard you have to do for like a very simple transitions. And also it also does help you manage your assets better, because now each components will be living in the asset panel, so you can easily reusing your assets, and then also share your assets with your teammates. So that will be very helpful for like collaborations. And so I will just like quickly jump into like a very simple way of making component states. Switching to my desktop. All right, so now you should see my desktop now. So begin with, I'm just gonna make a simple button. And so now I'm gonna make a rectangular with the word button. So I need to watch out the spelling. Don't want to spell button wrong in the public. Yeah. And I'll put it in there. Okay, so this is my button. To make it into a component, you group it. Either you click on the right, make components, or you can see that there is a quick key that you can use is Command K. So you click on that, and you see that this component has been grouped by this green box with a diamond on the upper left. So this also means that this is the master of that button. Oh, so yeah, this is maybe it's like a mix of components versus component states. But if you are using components in general, and you can see that, so this is a component, and if I duplicate it, I got a duplication. But you see that this doesn't have a fill diamond on the upper left. It just means that it's a duplicate. And with this master versus the duplicate differences, you can do overrides. So now on the override, I can say this is a new button, and then it will change, and it will not affect the master at all. And if you want to do a bulk updates, the master will have the ability to do that. So for example, even if I change like the shape and maybe the font size a little bit, this is way too big. I'll say 10. New button, and so I say all the button now is gonna be green, so I will update this fill to green. And even if I have made so many overrides on this button, because this is master and I have not yet changed the background of the duplicates, so the master will push that to the duplicates. Okay, I'm gonna delete this and go back to the states of the component. So now I have a button, and you can see that here, since I made it into a component, it has a section showed up in a PI called component master, and then it has a default state. So if you click on the plus sign here, say add a state, you can say add a new state or hover states. So hover state, since it is used so common, it has its own quick visibility here, but you can basically make a state for any kind of purposes. I'm just gonna demo hover state very quickly for the button purposes. So I create a hover state, and hover state, I will say when it hover, the color will turn purple. So what I did was I just clicking into it and then change the color to purple. So that's it. And for hover state, if you go to switch to prototype view, you will notice that actually for the hover state, when you add default, you already see that there's this line coming out that already pre-wired for you for hover state. So if you select hover state, you don't need to do anything else. It's already linked for you. So now we play it, and then you can see that now the button change, right? So very cool. And you could, with this, you could use that for many different things for that. So for example, you can also make a Chatbox. So Chatbox is also very common to use. So how you make Chatbox is, so now I make a border for maybe 3 thickness, and maybe a little bit round corner. Looks more friendly. And Chatbox has a check mark. And I'll also make it slightly thicker. So okay, I usually what I think it help me more organized with my asset is that I will make all the components that I think I need all together and group them and then make a components, and I can always delete or add more later, but just so that I don't need to make too much adjustment later on. So now I hit Command K, so now it turned into a component. And so for the default states, I actually don't need the check, but I'm just gonna generate a click state first, so that I don't have to add the check marks later. So I'll hit add a new state, and I will call this state as a click. Okay, so I'll go back to default state. Default state, it should be a empty square as a checkbox. So I will type it in, remove the check. So if I now tap it back, you can and then toggle between the two. Oh no. How come I delete both of them? All right, so something must not right. So let me just copy this checkbox thing and then delete it first and see if I can add it back later. Okay, so now become an empty one. And then when it clicked, I need this thing, I'm gonna zoom in, to fill, ideally fill with the same color or maybe darker. And now this is when I need that check mark back, and the check mark could be a Y color so that people can easily see the differences. So now you can see that when I toggle between the two states, it will change, and then it should work. All right, let's see. Oh, it's not working because, like I said before, only hover is automatically wired. So for click states, you do need to wire it up yourself. So don't make that mistake, like me. Okay, prototype. To hook up the two states, you click on the arrow from default state, and then you will have the option as a what's your trigger. As for now, we have tap and hover for component states. So if you choose other ones, it may not work. It's not working right now, but it probably will. Choose tab and action, auto animate, and you can see that I have a click state here, and the rest is just like a bunch of different artboards that I have named in this file. So I'll say click, and I set a duration at 0, so that changes should happen immediately. The same with click. So the beauty of states, like I said before, is simplify your just file management and design speed in general. Because think about it, without this, how did you make your checkbox before? You probably wired up like 2 or 3 different artboard. And I even have seen a question posed before, how many artboard do I need if I have like mutable checkbox, right? So like sometimes, ooh, now Wi-Fi finally works. So before the show started, I have a problem getting on Wi-Fi, but now it wanna work. So say the answer 1. Answer 1. Answer 2, and answer 3. Or you can use repeat grid rather than drag around, like what I did. That'll be much fun. Oh yeah, so yeah, basically, if you will just do this and group them into a repeat grid, right? Just like that. And state will still work. Like state works with repeat grid. So that will make your life a lot easier. So here we go. You can select different answers, and it's all in one artboard. And you don't need to make 20 artboards just to animate this, to explain to your team what's going on. So that's that. And okay, so these are the basic that I want to show you. And then now I want to dive into something slightly more advanced and show you how you do it. Okay, so I see some more people join. Oh, Caitlin is here. Caitlin is also from the XD team in New York. Sam joined as well, like I mentioned before. Cool. So I'm gonna continue show you the advanced one. So here you see I have a page with all those cool looking people. So instead of making a just, a static, beautiful page, why not making something even more interesting by adding a little bit more transitions or micro animation. So this is what I did, this is what I achieved by using, okay, let me go back. This is what I did by using component state. So now each person can be zoom in, right? And then more coolly, on top of that, I can do like have someone's name show up as well when I'm zooming in. And then the color can change too. Yeah, I'll show you how to change color, because if you try it at home, you may be like, I set 2 different color at different state, why not transition? I'll show you the magic. And then you can also do this. So not only the icon transform, but also, this bar can act like a tray to come down. So those little things could make, your design a lot more lively. And this is all still in one page. So very easy to do. So I'll first show you how I did those photos. So I'm gonna use something here as an example. Oh, actually, I'll do it here. So this guy. So what I did is, you need a mask to mask the photo, so that I will set a state as image as is and an image slightly enlarged. So that's one of the key. And the second is setting up a blending mode that will filter your photo from black and white to color. So that's 2 things I need. And then if you want to achieve like the show you the name and like a little cool shape come in to showcasing that person's identity, then that's the 3rd element. But let's figure out the first 2 first. So what I do is this. I click on the image and make another shape overlap over it. I'm just gonna copy and paste. So there's 2 things here, but I'm gonna fill this one with black. And above the color, you see a drop down. There's a mode called color, basically. And you click on that, and you see that this person being filtered with that black overlay already. And so it'll be turning to a black and white photo. And just see how the effect is if I change the transparency. So if the filter go down to 0%, then it back to the color one. So, okay, that's exactly what we want. So now I'm gonna select this 2 and make a component. And as I say, I just like to make all the states first, and I will add a remove elements into it. So the state 2 is actually a hover. So I'm just gonna select hover. So back to default. So default is the black and white. And so the most of the work we need to done is this hover state. So in hover state, I will click into it to edit it. So I'm gonna just Command X to cut out that film on the top that I make. And now, oh, you know what? I forgot to do the masking. So give me 1 second to revert to back. Okay, so I'm just gonna make another layer. So now it's 2 layer, and I select this 2 and mask with shape. So now I back to the normal color, and I put that shape, the layer back. So add component, default component, and add a hover state. Okay, now we're ready. So in hover state, I'm clicking to it, and I'm gonna remove the film first so that I can work on the enlarging part of it. And so now I double click again into the mask and make that person's photo larger. So this is about what I want. And now I double click again into edit mode, and I put that black and white film that I just made and turn that to 0. So that's check. So default black and white, and then hover will be an enlarged and color state. So let's see. So now it works. Okay. So since we still have time, I'm gonna show you how to make the name into the person as well. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna call this person, what do you think he looked like? A Tim? All right, this is a Tim. And so Tim's name gonna fly from the left to middle, and I'm gonna give Tim a shape to go with it. All right, I'm just gonna make the same shape. Okay, so and then cool. So I'm gonna reuse a purple, so that's more on brand with the header. Okay, so now, okay, make it shorter. So Tim's name gonna be from here, and then it goes center like that. Okay, adjust the alignment a little bit before I put them back to the perspective location. Okay, so now move it here, and then I'm ready to put them into that component I make with his photo. So I'm gonna select both of them. I will Command X to cut them just for future use. So now select them again. Make sure I'm in default state. I'm gonna click into it and paste this that 2 element in. But remember, the name doesn't show until the hover state. So we're gonna turn both of them into 0. So now that's that. So I'm gonna copy this one, and then into hover state, double click into it. Oh, but actually, so I actually don't need to paste it again, because since the default is the master, so it actually already captured that to transparent shape for me already. So I just need to turn this up and move it in the center. It's Tim in the center as well. Cool. So let's see this and then this. All right, let's play and see if I get it right. So now you see you got this effect. Pretty cool. All right. Do you have any questions? We are almost on time. But yeah, it goes a lot faster than I thought. So I guess same as White. Sam has done this 1,000,000 times, so I have to have him help me prep for this one. All right. Oh, yes. Oh, right. One more thing I think is pretty cool. This is so simple, but since we're in the holiday, you must receive a lot of gift, right? Right? And you got a wrapping paper. And who doesn't like to poke on those, the bubble wrap? So here with States, you can make your own digital packing wrap. So you click on it, kind of poke it, and then you can unclick it to also delete it. And you can also make an art out of it, right? Or write XD on it. Yeah. So all you do is circles, one lighter, one darker, and then do a toggle. Cool. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with this and have a happy holiday. Bye.